You moved on. Thought the door was closed, the chapter finished, but somewhere deep, parts of you still linger in that hallway, waiting for a knock that never comes. You became fluent in "I'm fine," expert in changing the subject, master of the polite smile that never quite reached your eyes. You perfected the art of disappearing behind the act. You mistook closure for healing, believed that moving forward meant forgetting. But healing isn't erasure, it's integration, making space for the loss while still choosing to live. You normalized the ache, believed this was just how you were wired, that peace was optional, that your true self was too broken to be seen. You equated vulnerability with weakness, believed that being strong meant never needing, so you armored up even when you were alone, even when your heart was breaking. But what if the parts that wait aren't ghosts? What if they're signals, reminders from the part of you that knew something was unresolved and was trying to get your attention? You fear what happens if you listen. If you open that door, will you be pulled back? Will you drown in the memories? That underneath acknowledging them means you were never really okay? You've worn the label of moved on like a badge, not realizing it was also a shield that kept you from facing the parts that still ache, from being truly seen and cared for. You've learned that being stuck meant being broken, so you pushed. You minimized the pull of the past. You buried the feelings that you needed to process. The truth is, the pretending itself is the exhaustion. The performing, the burying, the constant management of how you appear. It's what's draining you. You've been told to let it go, to move on. But what if moving on is what's keeping you from truly integrating, from finding real peace? You've spent so long being the character everyone wanted. You've almost forgotten what it feels like to just be, to exist without a script, without needing to manage the image of your healing. What if acknowledging the weight isn't regression? What if it's the bravest act of self-respect you can offer? What if it's the first step towards real integration? You are not too much. You are not broken. You are human. And being human means having unfinished business, having feelings, having a right to exist without needing to finalize every chapter. Real peace, real presence, isn't built on your performance of closure. It's built on your willingness to sit with what is, exactly as you are, messy, complex, and whole. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about integrating it, making peace with the part of you who learned to wait, and giving her permission to rest, to be seen, to be held. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be uncertain. You are allowed to take up space without apology. You are allowed to honor what waits. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you that healing meant disappearing. It's about coming home to yourself. You don't have to pretend anymore. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be perfect. You can start right where you are, honoring the parts of you that have been waiting to be seen. Start listening again, to your body, to your boundaries, to that small voice that whispers, "This doesn't feel right." It's time to stop normalizing what harms you and start honoring what makes you feel fully alive. You are worthy of love exactly as you are, not for the act you put on, but for the beating heart beneath it. Not for your performance, but for your presence. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about rewriting the story, not to forget the pain of pretending, but to understand its role and reclaim your power to be seen. The mask you wore was never yours to carry alone. It was a burden placed upon you by a world that didn't understand. And now, it's time to lay it down. You are not broken. You are human. You are complex. You are worthy of love, support, and gentle healing. Exactly as you are. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. Sometimes the deepest wounds are the quietest. For a gentle guide to help you identify, understand, and begin to heal these hidden parts of yourself, explore the link in the description.